Choke, no joke, chicky choke, no joke. Choke, no joke, chicky choke, no joke. Choke, no joke, chicky choke, no joke. You know what it is. Keep on hating. You know what it is. Choke, no joke. We are live. Before we go in the courthouse, you know, I'll be back in like 2 hours for the court. But I have to come in and talk to y'all a little bit first, right? Now, I've been getting hit by a few people, and people like, yo, Choke, why you not doing commentary on the trial, right? If you know, when the trial's going live and they take breaks, I do my reactions, right? But the reason I haven't really been like elaborating on hold on a second. Choke, no joke, I'm live. We're gonna get this show started. I'm gonna jump right into it. All right, let's go.
Many have said it. Let's go out to the East Coast, West Coast. Put it up. No palm tree the trees in the palms of dealers and fiends. Late night roam the streets. Weed is weaker, but it's cheaper. Not many chicks frontin' like divas. Out west, every chick's a model like Eva, and you know I'm far from believing her. So I'm G'ing her like she G'ing me. Banging in LA is a different thing. At the end, you either dead on the bang, getting out, doing better things. On Sunset, where they hang. Hollywood, where they hustle for change. Times Square here, it's the same. No matter where you go, you'll find a lane. On the west, they kick it with cane. On the east, trees the social thing. East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your glasses, take a toast. If you rap, East Coast. When I'm on the west and I'm doing my thing, don't offer me coke or your nose I bang. Friends don't offer other deadly things. Thanks for the hospitality, we'll still hang. I won't judge you, leave me as I came. On the road to success, top of the game. Eat all the finer things in the food chain. Teach my kids to do the same. Whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your glasses, take a toast. If you rap, East Coast. Gotta love life and offer wonderful things. Being to travel is a privileged thing. Came back to the East, air wasn't fresh. Streets filled with trash, various people in the eye. It's easy to tell who's upper middle class. Police and racism, same as crash. Back to where they not social, where they less vocal. When they don't know you, be careful, show you around the East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, East Coast, whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Pop your bottles and toss the cork. If you rap, West Coast. Both coasts are known to give you fame. Got paparazzis playing cameras your way. Got you bobbing and weaving like Cassius Clay. Most thugs turn Muslim in older days. Change their name to Allah they pray. Probably till they decay. This go out to the east and west. For Big and Pac, y'all, let's connect. Whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, West Coast, whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. You can't get the West without the ES, so it's manifested that we connect. You know what it is. Joke, no joke, learn from mistakes, baby. You know what it is. Greg on the track. Rest in peace, baby. Either war, we here now. You know what it is. Joke, no joke, smile treatment, you know. Yeah. Joke, no joke. Yeah. It's joke, no joke. Joke, no joke. Jigga, joke, no joke. Joke, no joke. Niggas joke, no joke.
What up, y'all? It's Arthur D. Austin, better known as Choke No Joke. We out here at the legendary Tunnel nightclub, or at least where it used to be. Everybody asks me what's the Tunnel. The Tunnel was a nightclub that was owned in the 90s here by Peter Gation. In 94, Stress Entertainment started a party called Mecca. In 96, Franchise Entertainment took it over and they had it until it closed. All the biggest names in hip hop perform here, from Jay-Z, Meth and Red, Dr. Dre, Snoop, Nas, Puff Daddy and the Family, Eve, you name it, they was all here. If you had heart, you came here. But everybody didn't have heart. So it's time for y'all to enter the club most people feared to enter, the Tunnel.
The Tunnel wasn't a unique hip-hop club, and its foundations were based on the concept of bringing hip-hop from all the boroughs to one location. And it was the brainchild of Peter Gation. My name is Sterling Cox. I was the head of security.
Alpha Grinion, Brooklyn, New York.
My name is V.
House.
Sincere from Brooklyn.
Glenn Beck. Jumping Lee, whatever Lee you want to call me.
Omega.
Ray Mack.
Diamond.
Craig.
Candy.
Big Box. Big Country.
Ramona Diaz.
Big Penna. Big CB.
John Bass Raleigh.
Sean Brophy, sound engineer.
DJ Johnny Walker Red.
MC Frank Jigger, the celebrity's choice.
Choke No Joke, legendary videographer.
Supreme Bigger Figure, Big Cap, The Warden.
Big G, AKA the ringleader.
The Tunnel was the hip-hop nucleus.
It was the epicenter.
It was the domain, the temple.
It was the Mecca.
It was like the hip-hop Woodstock.
Nothing was that melting pot of hip-hop.
They kept the paradigm going.
It's almost like what Rucker did for like street basketball. The Tunnel was that of music industry.
Hip-hop had a heart. That shit was one of the main arteries.
It was actually a Mecca. That's what the original name of the party was, Mecca.
It was like a time machine. That's how the Tunnel was. You came out a whole different individual.
We went in there, young men with attitudes, and came out there wiser men with our lives.
It was definitely a starting, beginning spot for artists to come and mingle and branch out and get your record heard and get your shit together, really, to go into the next phase of your career.
The Tunnel was not open or did not open. A lot of new artists, or a lot of artists that you know now, to this very day, will have never been known.
All these artists out today need to be happy that the Tunnel was fucking open. Nobody would hear none of y'all singing tight pants niggas right now. The Tunnel was a platform for niggas like Jay and Puff, Woo and Mob and DMX and Rough Riders. Niggas don't respect these niggas today, man. You need to realize, man, without them niggas, man, and their platform, it made a lot of moves for niggas today. It happened there, it made it relevant.
Became a pillar of hip hop.
The Tunnel is the nucleus of hip hop. And I'll say all the way down south, because when the Tunnel was open, wasn't too much going on down that motherfucker. Y'all can say what y'all want, east of the south, but New York made the shit pop. New York was where it's at. The tunnel in New York is where you needed to be to pop.
The tunnel was definitely a hip-hop nucleus, yo. It was just like the galaxy and bring other planets in. You have people from France, Germany, London, everywhere. If they came to New York, they had to go to the tunnel.
Hi, from here. I come here to meet you, and I'm going to all the places. I'm going to the Bronx, to Sedgwick Avenue, with Cool Hook, to the party, and Cedar, and then I'm going to the tunnel.
It was our barometer for, how we were really gauging records, and we were really, studying the behavior of the consumer.
It ain't just like how they do it now. You could just throw a record out and, wait 8 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever for the shit to bubble. Niggas was putting them records on to see if them shits get that reaction. And if the shit was popping, niggas would fast track it. If it wasn't, niggas would go back to the drawing board.
Absolutely. It's the definition of hip hop nucleus. Everything was there.
Everything that surrounded hip hop, from fashion to music, hairstyles.
Like it encompassed every part of the hip hop experience, and they put it all in one building on a Sunday night.
If you go as far back to little hole in the walls and little, sensors where people start elaborating, playing the sounds and displaying the culture, to within later on you have places that was up in Harlem, like Harlem World, up in the Bronx called T Connection, just using them as an example of many other places all throughout the city. And then years later, here come places like Union Square and Latin Quarters. The last of the Mohegans of for real hip hop had became the Tunnel.
Tunnel was definitely a hip hop nucleus. It really was. And you gotta say, believe it or not, the wagon master was a one-eyed white guy from Canada, Peter Gation.
Nothing.
Jack Brown, you know what it is. Keep on hating, you know what it is. Never did I think hip-hop go this far. Never did I think I see Diddy behind bars or Kells, penitentiary scars. The man act, is it going too far back? Y'all industry rats, y'all whack. That's 100 on Pyro. You'll be trapped like Pac. The go viral, Gene saw the nuts of gyro at the freak off and Diddy too. But plug shopper, freak door stopper. Nigga, you don't know if you a criminal or a cop. But you're next to be locked. Ask KVD, telling on yourself on Vlad TV. You dumb nigga, right? You never be me, and I never be you too. Telling on YouTube, yeah, saying on the step, giving up myself. What the fuck I look like? My name G-Dap. Comb legacy doom. Will the bad boy see time like loan? Your extortion fell through. You friend to no one, like the moon. What did you do? Sat back and watch him get groomed. Only badge in the room. Wifey, drunk the juice. Saw the check for Pac's life. And his back right. Yeah. Guess it's bad boy for life. Or should I say same gang? Yeah. You the same lane. Yeah. That Diddy let hang. And now he chain gang. Damn, you rocked him, fella. Didn't you? For the mozzarella. For Wolf and his mother, D-Fur and Kurt Burrow. Nah, nigga, you did it cause your ass ain't thorough. And you ain't from the boroughs. Joke, no joke, you know what it is. This one's for the whole earth, when they get disrespectful. I just go to the booth and kick the truth. To the young black youth. Joke, no joke, you know what it is. Keep on hating, you know what it is.
Choke, no joke. Sorry for the delay. Trust me, when I give you a delay, it's more than worth your wait. All right? Choke, no joke. I'm in the building. My fellow Americans salute. My moderator, his squad is here. Certainty to Lisa Renee. We in the building. All right? I got to give shout out to the first person in the building like I always do, Michelle Frizzy, my baby, always here to support. Machiavelli for life. All right? Come with me. Sila. Hail Mary. All right? You got my man Boydie, 89 in the building. Choke no joke being that I had y'all waiting. I'm going to just get into it. I'll shout y'all out later. Riz Lyricist, I see you, my man. TJ Boxing, I see you. Jay Stickity Steel. All right. Rocks, I see you. All right. All right. As a damn. Choke no joke, I'm here, man. All right. So here's what it is, right? A lot of y'all been hitting me up like, yo, Choke, why don't you, speak on the trial, like commentate, like. The reason I'm not saying too much, because as you can see, you got people like Pork Butt and others watching me heavy. And they know that, I know a lot of information in this case. So I don't want to help these dudes prep their lies by commentating too much on the trial, because the trial's still going on. As you can see, dummies like Pork Butt, he's sitting here trying to defend himself in the public by going on Kunta and Karen, and who they are the worst in the world. I seen them attacking the girl SK. Well, you know what, Kunta, he's starting to wisen up. I'm almost going to start. Not give him props, but I'm watching him because I'm seeing him starting to be objective a little bit. Like, Karen was sitting there dissing SKG and calling her blow up dog, which is very disrespectful because she's a woman. Like, why would you be attacking another woman that you don't even know just because you nut eating pork butt, right? You like pork chops, so you're gonna sit there and disrespect this woman, calling her out her name and calling her a blow up dog, which is, as a woman, y'all supposed to have a sisterhood. You supposed to be in this arena. You supposed to be non-biased, but you sitting there and attacking a black woman, and you just being a Karen. That's why we call y'all Karen. Because y'all always jumping on black people when y'all ain't supposed to. And I'm not saying that to all my white supporters, but, when you see Karen, getting there attacking SKG, who has never done anything to her at all, she just sucking off pork balls. Just because she love ham hocks, you know what I'm saying? It's just a bad taste. And I seen Kunta like, yo, that ain't fair. You shouldn't. Yeah, well, no, sister. Well, I can't even call you sister because you ain't no sister, Karen. You just a pork button, knuckle eating, pig feet eating, pig ears, pork chop eating, and you're gonna learn. In this space, you can't be champion the devil. Y'all support the worst person y'all seen this nigga get on the stand and lie, and y'all still brought him out, and y'all didn't even be objective. Y'all ain't punch holes in his story and everything. This is why your channel cannot be trusted, because you so damn one-sided, and you listen to everything this porky nigga say. And it is bad for y'all, but y'all don't see it. But Kunta is starting to catch on a little bit. So I'm just gonna keep my eye on him and see how much more he start checking Karen. You know what I'm saying? Cause you never know, man. Yo, Kunta, one day you might be in the park walking out, and Karen might call the police on you. We got a black man in here in the park working out. She'll turn on you. You see it. She call Karen gonna call in on her own black people. But you know, in the words of Leonard, ebony and ivory. But moving on, right? Now, like I said, I don't want to talk too much about the case. And case starts today, 9:30 West Coast time. Shout out to everybody on the West Coast. You know what it is. But I will say this, man, because like, I don't like to give other people content, but I see that I am the #1 source in this Tupac, Amari Shakur, Lassane Cook's trial with Duane Davis. And there's a lot of stuff that I want to point out, but like I said, when you got the whole witness list, and you know a whole bunch of people still ain't come up yet, like they got Dorky on the stand as of last week. I know they be watching, so like we got Robert Ladd coming up. I don't want to be saying too much before these people hit the stand, and then I don't want to say too much because some of them, just because the judge dismissed them for the day don't mean that they can't be brought back. Like Porky can be brought back. All of these guys can be brought back unless the judge tells them, they dismissed from the case. If she just say, oh, okay, you could go for, today, that don't mean they can't be called back. They not done with them. You know what I'm saying? So at any given point, the prosecutors can call people back. So I don't be wanting to say too much ahead of the gun like all these other YouTube niggas just running up and they breaking it, trying to break down things and saying everything. So I don't want to do that yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really trying to sway the jury one way or another, even though I believe that Keefe D is innocent. I don't believe that Keefe D was in that car, And I think after last week, when we saw Dorky up on the stand and he plays this audio where he's secretly recording Keefe D from another room while they doing the BET Chronicles, and he's feeding them answers. You hear the nigga texting, right? Who the hell you think he's texting other than Reggie, allegedly, right? We know that Reggie helped Mike Dorsey book the Neck Bones and the Robert Lads and these people because he don't have no relationship with Neck Bone to be booking him, right? We know that Reggie was setting up interviews for Vlad with all the Deathrow people, right? So for me, I'm peeping game, right? Now, Michael Dorky, he got up there and you can tell that either Pork Butt was in the room with him, possibly, I doubt it, but possibly someone was in the room with him because you can hear him talking. And this is why when the prosecutors played his audio, right? They was playing audio of him listening and feeding questions for the people that was interviewing Keefe D and for the BET Chronicles. Now, he tells them, oh, you're gonna hear me talking over something and you're gonna hear some texting, right? You hear him say, oh, Keefe D is lying about this or lying about that. How would he know what Keefy D is lying to him? This nigga ain't no Southside Crip. He never worked for Deathrow Records. He wasn't around in Compton running around in the hood with these dudes. He was not a gangbanger. So clearly he's texting Porky, allegedly, because who else is his connection? Now we know, plenty of us, that Porky is the bridge to a lot of these interviews, and we noticed that Mike Dorky did a deep dive on everybody, but who? Porky. So it goes to show their relationship, right? So I don't want to say too much because he's not done, right? The defense didn't get a chance to cross him yet. So I'm not trying to pull his coat because I know Pork Butter be watching me and be like, oh, that nigga Choke got a point. Hey, Dorky, make sure if they ask you this, you don't say this. Shout out to DJ Donnell, good looking for the cash. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the continuous support, right? So I am going to say a few things tonight, right? In regards to the last week, right? Now, we know Greg Caden, KK Caden, is a dirty cop, right? We notice a judge done put a sanction on that nigga that he's a dirty cop to where he can't even testify in the trial because he's not a credible officer, and he set people up and he promised people things that he can't promise. And that's why he retired before it was time to retire, because he wanted to make sure he saved his little pension and stuff, just like Pork would want to get injured and be on disability, but go run the whole goddamn security company and on his fat feet all day, right? But he told the Compton PD he couldn't work and turned right around and was a police for death row on his feet, on his little swollen ankles, or whatever his reason was to retire with a medical leave, right? Which we know the guy that kicks it with the Compton cop, Arnie, is the one that gave him that idea, because he told it on Arnie's page. How he told Reggie he was getting ready to get fired, and the only way he could save himself if he injured himself. So, you know, Reggie, nigga went and bought a banana, threw it on the floor in front of him, walked and said, "Fuck, push." I'm hurt, I'm falling, and I can't get up. And then the nigga got a pension, a retirement pension for the rest of his life, and the nigga had been working for Death Row and selling drugs. Like, that nigga, he's a hustler, baby. A dirty cop hustler. Pimping the Compton PD, pimp Suge Knight at Death Row, and then turn around and pimp the Grape Street Crip niggas into a goddamn prison cell. While he got 80 months and only did 4. It's all about he ain't no snitch. Nigga, you is a snitch. You make Marv James look like a choir boy. God damn it. Right? So, like I said, Michael Dorky, he think we stupid, right? But we not gonna talk about it because he got to get on the stand tonight, and he's probably watching right now. So I'm not going to say anything to give him no ideas of what he should be trying to lie about, right? Greg Caden is just a goddamn liar. Like, this is the guy that wrote a statement for Poochie, a dead man he never met, but he know how he talk. Right? And then we got Dirty Dupree. What's his name? Darren Dupree. Dirty Darren Dupree from the hood, who, this nigga, Dirty Darren Dupree is the worst. Cause this nigga think he's still a hood nigga with a badge and informants. Like he is the most leading detective I've seen in my life. KVD, tell him what was you thinking when he said that. So I need you to say it, so they can write it down, making it. He giving dudes statements and then telling them to repeat it, and then they writing it down as it came from them. But he over there coaching and leading niggas. Darren Dupree is dirty. And who else is dirty? Higgins. Now, I don't know if Higgins is alive or not, but there's no way that Darren Dupree and Higgins supposed to be KVD's lawyer. Did y'all hear how he was telling KVD, KVD say this, KVD say that, KVD what you would, should I play some of it? I'll wait till later, right? But what I'm trying to figure out, and then if anybody out there in the YouTube universe know or could dig up this information, do Darren Dupree and Higgins know each other? Because I'm thinking Darren Dupree and Higgins gotta know each other for them both to go in there, and Higgins supposed to be KVD lawyer, and Darren Dupree both coaching KVD into saying and making these confessions that KVD don't even know the story. They telling him what to say, telling him what to do. And now, here's another thing. I know I'm jumping all over the place, right? Because, you know, we got like an hour and a half till we get started, and I want to get this out, right? Darren Dupree and Higgins were both telling KVD what to say, right? Hopefully y'all remember this, because I want to just play just a little clip of, let me see something. I just want to just play a little clip of them leading him, so you can understand what I'm talking about. All right, now here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about, right?
And then we had some weed and stuff. But that motherfucker, he never took his eyes off of us though at all.
And y'all didn't go to those yet?
No, we didn't go there.
Like, you're a real gangster. And
Well,
he's a rapper.
So let me stop.
What I'm trying to say,
You really don't consider yourself to be a gangster.
Now, first things first, let me just say this. At the very beginning of this interview, the lawyer, the AUSA, right? Or Long, or whoever it was, whatever he is, He told Keefy D, nothing you say here is going to get you arrested. You're not forced to talk. If you don't want to talk, you could get up and go. Right? You're not being arrested. Keefy D had a lawyer right there. His lawyer supposed to grab Keefy D up by the neck and say, come on. That's our exit out of here. You're not being forced. You don't have to talk. You can go, right? Why did Higgins get Keefy D to stay there? Right? Let me see. I want to go. Let me see something. I just want y'all to see how his lawyer set him up. This is why I don't trust Higgins. Right? Now watch this. Watch this. Keefy D is not the sharpest tool in the shed, and that's why he's in the position he's in. And I know many of y'all want to say, man, Keefy D told on himself, this, that, and other. Bro, Keefy D is not a smart nigga. No disrespect to Keefy D, but Keefy D is not a smart nigga, my nigga. Like, any other nigga that was never ever cooperating with the police would have never did this, right? Now listen to this. This is how it starts, right? Listen.
That number is 960907-2063. Investigation of the murder of Tupac. Date and time of occurrence is 9/9/09 at 12:20 hours. We're in an LAPD office called LA HIDTA, HIDTA. With me is Detective Dupree with LAPD. Going into the interview. The person who wants to make his last name is the first name of Duane, also known as Keith.
Oh, how you doing? Good. How are you? This is Detective Long, Las Vegas Metro PD, with Duane Davis. This is Attorney Duane Higgins. Nice to meet you. Just one? Yeah, just me. Oh, shoot. Just got one. We all right.
Now remember, they told Keefy D he couldn't have Edie Falls, which was his lawyer for years. He had to use Higgins, right? And we need to find a connection between Higgins and Dupree. I guarantee you these niggas is boys. But watch this.
Oh, all right. Okay. So you want an investigating officer? Yeah. The original investigating officers were Detective Becker and Detective Franks. I was at the original crime scene, and they're no longer an homicide, so I've taken the case over. Oh, okay. I've had it since 2000. Okay. Okay. Mr. Davis, you go by. You can call him Mr. Davis, or you can call him Keefy. Keefy.
Once again, they go to the lawyer, right? His name is you could call his name is Davis, but you could call him Keefy. Like, really? You my lawyer? Okay.
D, is that correct?
Keefy, either one.
Either, okay.
Yeah, as long as you're pretty comfortable with.
Okay. This is actually I took quite a few notes here, but I don't even know where I'm going to be going in this thing.
Okay, let me say something to my client in front of you so he understands.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like an informal meeting. He's just.
Now here go Higgins, right? Let me explain this to my client. You know this is like an informal meeting. He's just trying to get some information. You know there's no trick questions. That's a lie. If there's something you don't understand, just say you don't understand for a second. You know, but this is, you know, but his intent is not trying to be crafty. He just wants to ask you questions and try to answer them truthful. And we'll be out of here. And that's it. And then the cop goes, right. I have absolutely no intent of arresting you today. You understand that? Keefy D says yes, right? Now, remember what he said. I have no intent on arresting you today. So if he said, yeah, I shot that nigga Tupac. I killed that nigga Tupac. Damn right I killed him. He's not going to arrest him. He didn't get arrested in the last confession thing with Greg Caden in them. Now they want to hear the Tupac stuff, and they not going to arrest him. So what do you think Keefy D is going to keep telling this story? He going to keep telling this lie so he don't go to jail for the drugs that they set him up with, right? But just follow me on this. Watch this.
Just trying to get some information. You know, there's no trick questions. If there's something you don't understand, just say you don't understand it for a second. You know, but his intent is not trying to be crafty. He just wants to ask you questions and try to answer them truthful, and we'll be out of here, and that's it.
Right. I have absolutely no intent of arresting you today. You understand that? I have all I wanted you guys to do is some information.
Yeah, that's not what he's not here. He's not saying he's going to arrest you, but he's saying
No.
But he's saying he's not here for that. He's here to make sure everything's clear.
Right.
You know, and he wants you to be honest with him. It's not clear if you're not honest. Okay.
Now this is the dude from Las Vegas Metro Police Department. Didn't they tell him he's not going to get arrested, y'all? Is it me? Or did they say they was not going to arrest him? So how is Keefy D in jail right now? For telling them the same goddamn thing he been telling them, right? How did Keefy D get arrested if this guy is telling him Vegas is not going to arrest you for whatever you tell them about Tupac? How is he in jail?
Yeah, that's exactly right. You understand everything?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name?
Duane Davis.
His real name is Duane Davis, yeah.
Okay. And what's your birthday?
6/14/63.
How old are you?
I'm 46.
Is it D-W-A-Y?
D-U-A-N-E.
D-U-A-N-E. Middle name is Keith?
Yeah.
And where do you currently live?
91, 93, Lantana.
Lantana?
Yeah.
And
Drive, yeah.
Drive?
Corona.
Corona? Do you have a telephone number?
That works. Give me one that works. Or just,
do you have a landline?
Yeah, 951. 603-3474.
Okay. And who do you live there with?
My wife.
What's your name?
Paula.
Paula Davis?
Yeah.
Does she go by any other name?
Clemens.
Clemens. Okay. Now, we're going to be talking about Tupac. Is that right?
well, whatever you want to talk about. He didn't actually, I didn't brief him, so.
You see that? Higgins is a dirty mother effer, right? He's asking him, so we're going to talk about Tupac, right? Which means Keefy D don't even know why he's there. And then Higgins turns around and says, oh, I didn't prep him. Meaning he don't even know why he's there. So he's going there, they bringing him there, his lawyer and Dirty Dupree, right? And then he's telling him, oh, I didn't prep him, right? He's asking him, oh, we talking about Tupac. They telling him, yo, we bringing him to you to talk about Tupac. to confess to about Tupac, right? Because they setting him up, right? I hope the jury is as smart as I am and as smart as y'all are, because this is some bull crap. Now watch this.
Oh, okay.
You telling him?
Well, Detective Dupree gave me a call, and he says you may be help to me in the Tupac murder.
Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all? Dupree called him and told him that he may be help to them in the murder of Tupac, right? Now, they done coached him before with Greg Caden to say this whole bullshit ass story. Tupac was hanging out the window and the girl seen him, Tupac, Tupac. What did Ingrid testify to? Ingrid Stokes. Tupac was never hanging out no window. They damn sure wasn't yelling no Tupac, Tupac, and there was no other girls around or standing outside, right? So we know that's a lie. Leonard Jefferson, the guy that took the last picture, that was 3 cars behind Suge. Tupac was not hanging out no goddamn window, and nobody was yelling Tupac's name. So those are 2 eyewitnesses that were right there, right? Just telling you, dumb niggas ain't see Tupac hanging out no goddamn window, and no girls, was nobody out there yelling Tupac. So we already know Keefy D is telling a lie. And we knew he was telling a lie when they at this light and Suge and them is at this light. Suge is 1 car behind K-Dub at the light. You telling me these niggas was pulled up to the light, right, and they saw Tupac facing on the opposite side of Flamingo on Covell. They on the Flamingo on Covell going towards Las Vegas Boulevard. They going towards 662. They pull up to the light, they pull up to the light, and they saying that they noticed Tupac because he was hanging out the car and the girls was yelling Tupac. Said, oh, there you go right there. And they went when the light changed, went all the way up to Las Vegas Boulevard and came and pulled to the side of them like Suge and them. Once the light changed, they wouldn't have left, right? The light turns green for both of them. The light don't turn green for Keefy D and them to go, and Suge and them going to stand there and wait. The light on this side is red, and they going parallel to each other, opposite directions. We know, obviously, when the light turns green and you on the same street in opposite directions, it's green for both of y'all, right? So we know he ain't zoom all the way up and pull up to them and catch them at the light and start shooting. And if you're smart, you know that, right? Now, let's move on, right? What Darren Dupree said, where Long saying, Darren Dupree called him and told him he may be some help to him in the Tupac murder back in '96. All he getting ready to do is get him to come in there and reiterate the murder crap story that they got from Pork Butt allegedly. Because remember, Pork Butt was the #1 suspect in Biggie's killing. Greg Caden went to him, and Pork Butt told Greg Caden Southside killed Biggie in retaliation for not getting their money for killing Tupac. Well, who'd have told Pork Butt that? Where did Pork Butt get that whole story when he was the #1 suspect, right? Where you get that number? Where you get that story from? Anyone? And Greg Caden went and found out Keefy D didn't have anything to do with Biggie because he was right in the Peterson Museum down in the garage when the shots went off. He doubled back on Reggie, said, you lied to me, and then Reggie gave him Tammy Hawkins, Poochie, and Suge. He said, oh, no, Suge killed Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Right? And sent Greg Caden on that wild goose chase. Greg Caden drops the ball, never investigates Reggie any further, and Robert Ladd to tell you that, because he told it to Vlad, that Greg Caden dropped the ball and did not investigate Reggie any further after he told him that bullshit, and turned around and gave Reggie immunity, or a proffer, and gave Tammy Hawkins immunity in the murder of Big. And they try to put it on Suge, which she couldn't set Suge up, just the way Keefy D couldn't set up Zip by being Wyatt, and she was Wyatt. Went to go see Suge Wyatt, tried to get him to confess that he killed Poochie. As Keefy D, Greg Caden had him go to Zip and try to get a confession to say that Puff paid him the money to kill Tupac, which is two bullshit ass stories. But y'all want to believe Greg Caden, thinking that that came from Keefy D mouth, right? Now watch this.
Back in '96. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And back in 1996, you were living where?
Compton.
On Burris Street?
On California.
On California Street.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have a place on Burris?
No, I didn't have no place on Burris.
Okay. 1405 Burris, who was living there?
That's my dad's house.
At your dad's house? Okay. And you had other family that was also living on Burris?
Yeah.
And who was that?
Lando and my sister, Gail, Roslyn.
Okay. Lando being?
Orlando.
Orlando what?
And
Why is his lawyer jumping in, giving Orlando's full name? Right? And here comes Dirty Darren Dupree. Yo, this is, man.
Okay. I know you know that I know what you're talking about, but I need to hear it from you. I'm going to ask you really stupid questions. I just need to hear the whole answer.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, so Orlando Anderson is what to you?
my nephew.
And he went by what name?
Baby Duane.
Did he go by any other name?
No.
Lando?
Lando, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm referring to, because we've heard both. So I just want to know if that's the person we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any other family over there?
No.
Where did do you have a brother?
Brother?
We still here, y'all. They...
Southside Crips. And what name, you went by the name Keefy D?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm being told that you were running things for Southside, is that correct?
What you think about that, Keith? What you think running things?
Now, this is where he's leading him. What do you think about that, Keefy D? You were running things. Now, if Keefy D say, yeah, then now he can make a statement saying that, oh, Keefy D said he was running things. Or Keefy D said he was a Compton legend, right? Keefy D, how you feel about that? Was you running the things? When that dude asked him that, they said you was running things. Keefy D could have said, no, I wasn't running things. But you tell me his lawyer is saying, what you think about that, Keefy? What do you think about running things? They setting them up, my niggas, to make involuntary statements.
Okay, let's say were you a shot caller?
You using straight terms. Just tell them I was the boss.
You were the boss. Okay, that makes it easy. Yeah.
Higgins is not to be trusted. Okay?
I just need to understand how things work. That's it. Okay. Now, Southside, were they affiliated or were they assisting anybody at that time?
Assisting like what?
Assisting. Now I understand Deathrow was hooked up. Deathrow Records was actually hooked up with Pyrus.
Yeah.
Was Southside assisting anybody on the other side? You understand what I'm asking?
Who's just friends?
Friends with who?
With Bad Boy.
Bad Boy Records.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
And Bad Boy Records included who?
Tell me who you knew a Bad Boy in relationship to that stuff.
Why is his lawyer telling him what to say, bro? Why is his lawyer telling him what to say? Yo, man, these dudes is dirty.
Puff Daddy, Biggie, all of them.
Okay. Biggie Smalls,
Yeah.
but that's Combs, the city title, Puffy Combs.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Well, I didn't get your name.
Oh, Wayne. Tell me Wayne. Wayne Higgins.
Wayne Higgins?
Look, he don't even know Keefy D's lawyer's name and already started the interview, right? He don't even know what he's doing there, and he already started the interview. And this nigga keep cutting in, telling Keefy D what to say, and he's like, "Yo, wait a minute, I ain't even get your name, nigga. Who the hell are you?" Right? He ain't no E.D. Falls, I'll tell you that.
Yes.
And you're his attorney?
Of course.
Okay. Very good. Okay.
But you said something that stuck in my mind. You said,
Now this is the part where I'm talking about, right here, right? Where Keefy say, but you said something that stuck in my mind. You said, I'm not here to arrest you today. And the Detective Long says, yeah, I'm not here to arrest you. I'm not here to arrest you. I'm not going to arrest you. And then Higgins says, Keefy, and they both talking. And Long says, you understand me? He says, yes. Right? And then he says, he just wants some fact. Now, let me play it.
I'm not here to arrest you today.
I'm not here to arrest you. I am not here to arrest you. I am not going to arrest you.
Keith,
you understand me?
Yeah. He just wants some facts that maybe we have previously discussed.
Bam! There you go. He just wants some facts that we previously discussed, right? When did they previously discuss this? With Murder Crap, Greg Caden, right? So Higgins is not being Keefy D's lawyer. Higgins is working with Darren Dupree, in my opinion, allegedly, right? Because why would you want to bring your client there to reiterate anything about a murder and he's not being arrested, he's not being detained? Why would you do that if you only working with the police? Higgins, right? Pay attention.
Just straight facts. Because once you kill straight facts, it really, I don't think it's going to be much of a basis for that discussion.
The reason I said that, I just want you to know that you're free to leave. I'm not arresting you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's all I was trying to tell you.
Right there, if I was Keefy D, you free to leave? I would have got up and I would have walked, right? I don't give a F if Higgins wanted to stay there and scrub his balls. I would have got up and left, right? Higgins keeps him there and let him go through that whole thing. Or to tell that whole thing. Now he giving a statement. This would have ended right there. Yo, I had a relationship with Bad Boy. We was cool, this number. He said nothing about Bad Boy putting a hit out on Tupac. He offered him money, any of that. None of that, right? He told him right there, I'm not trying to arrest you, nigga. You can go. You free to go. What lawyer would have kept you there after they told you that? If they wasn't working with the police? What lawyer would have kept you there? They set Keefy D up, yeah? And I know people don't want to, I know y'all, like, people want Keefy to be just straight out guilty because he told on himself, right? But if you hear this man right here tell him, you are free to go.
We have previously discussed, you know, just straight facts, because once you tell straight facts, you really, you know, I don't think it's going to be much of a basis for that discussion.
The reason I said that, I just want you to know that you're free to leave. I'm not arresting you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's all I was trying to tell you. My wording was poor. Okay? I'm sorry. Okay?
Yeah,
I'm going to leave. I'm going to go back to Las Vegas. You're going to leave and go wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
Okay? We're good on that? Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm still building up to the night in September. And I'm trying to get some of the background information put together. That's what I'm doing. Okay? I understand that Kevin was there, Orlando was there. Who else went to California? Or Las Vegas with you? Or met with you in Las Vegas? How should I put it that way?
Now, Keefy D could get up and leave and walk, right? But what does his lawyer tell him?
Tell him the people he was around when he was in Vegas.
Corey Overs.
What did Corey go by?
Why would his lawyer tell him who he was with? And y'all don't think that, you know what? I said I don't want to say too much, right? But let me tell y'all something, right? And you tell me, is this what I'm about to tell y'all pure coincidence, or is this a setup, right? Check this out, right? How many of y'all familiar with the George Torres case? Anybody familiar with the George Torres case? You could just say yes, a thumbs up. I just need one person in here. Hopefully, is one person in here that is familiar with the George Torres case. No? I see one person. Okay. Let me see if I can. Yes. There you go. There you go, Rob. Yes. That is the case that Greg Caden was on, right? Let me just see if I could pull it up. Now check this out, because I'm gonna show y'all something that's crazy, and that ain't no coincidence, right? And I'm putting it on the screen so y'all can read it, right? Now look at this. Former Los Angeles Police Department Detective Greg Caden was heavily scrutinized in the 2009 federal racketeering case against supermarket mogul George Torres Ramos, right? A federal judge dismissed serious charges against Torres after finding out Caden committed governmental misconduct by manipulating, threatening, and improperly promising benefits to key witnesses, right? This is dirty ass Greg Caden, right? Now, this is the person that told y'all that Keefy D confessed to killing Tupac Right? The target, George Torres, owner of numero uno grocery stores, was accused of racketeering and soliciting of murder. The allegations against Caden, defense attorneys exposed Greg Caden, fed answers to witnesses. Does that sound familiar, y'all? And promised incentives. Does that sound like Keefy D, y'all? Promised that he ain't gonna go to jail, whatever. Such as dropping criminal charges against family members. Does that sound familiar, y'all? Did he tell Keefy D was gonna lock up all everybody in his family? So Keefy D confessed so all his family members could go free and his partners, right? Defense attorneys exposed Greg Caden, fed answers to witnesses and promised incentives, such as dropping criminal charges against family members, allowing assets retention, and securing early prison releases in exchange for testimony implicating Torres. The ruling, U.S. District Judge Stephen V. Wilson threw out the core convictions and heavily criticized Caden's investigative ethics, citing severe government misconduct that compromised the integrity of the trial. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? Are we witnessing this again in real time? Are we witnessing this again in real time, y'all? Right? Now, here's what I'm gonna say to y'all, that's gonna blow your head. And this is why I don't want to talk too much, because I don't know if they're gonna, I doubt Greg Caden's gonna get on the stand, because I don't even think he can testify in court no more because of the George Torres Ramos case, right? Tell me, y'all, how about this? Will y'all believe me when I tell y'all that the AUSA on the George Torres Ramos case, whose name is Timothy C. Wright, right? Timothy C. Wright, the AUSA, right? Guess who was the AUSA when Keefy D made the confession with Greg Caden? Can anybody guess? I just need one person to guess. In the George Torres case, right? The AUSA was Timothy C. Wright, right? I wonder if he related to Reggie. They got the same last name. Somebody said Angela Valdez, stupid, right? The same AUSA in the George Torres Ramos case, Timothy C. Wright, right? Greg Caden was the detective, right? Guess who was Keefy D's AUSA with Greg Caden that that did the same case with Greg Caden and Keefy D, right? Timothy C. Wright. So not only did Timothy C. Wright, the AUSA, was the AUSA in the George Torres Ramos case or Ramos Torres case, right? And Greg Caden was the detective on it, right? Who is the judge threw the case out because Greg Caden was so dirty, offering and doing these involuntary statements and all that other stuff, right? But let me ask y'all, let me see if y'all, how smart y'all are, right? Guess who George Torres Ramos' lawyer was? I got the smartest audience in the YouTube universe. Who was George Torres Ramos' lawyer in this case with Greg Caden? That they, thank you, Nat King Call, bam. Thank you, third man, 210, bam. What are the chances of that? What are the chances of that? Higgins was George Torres' lawyer. Greg Caden was the detective on the case. And that case got thrown out because exactly what you hearing them doing right now with Keefe D and Long and Dupree. Why did they tell Keefe D he couldn't use Edie Forbes and he had to use Higgins? Why do you think they told Keefe he could not use Edie Forbes, he had to use Higgins, who was George Torres Ramos' lawyer, and Greg Caden was the detective, and you telling me Greg Caden and Higgins ain't got something going on together, and them two got caught out there with George Torres Ramos, and now them two is both working on Keefe D. Okay, I said I don't want to say too much because these people are still going to be on the stand. Now, if they figure and they watch and they like, oh shit, Joe figured it out. Now, if they get called into court, they probably going to be on point. Reggie right now is like, damn, this nigga Choke. I know Reggie like, God, Choke figured out. And Timothy C. Wright, I don't know if he got any goddamn relationship with Reggie, but they damn sure got the same last name. What are the chances of that? But, and if you doubt anything I say, you can look it up. You got Keefe D and Wiggins right there, Higgins right there, right? You got Keefe D and Higgins together right there, and we know that, Greg Caden, we know Greg Caden worked with, on the case with George Torres. We know Greg Caden worked on the case with Keefe D. And we know that George Torres Ramos, had Higgins as his lawyer. What is the chances of this happening? And now here they are coaching Keefe D the same way they did Torres and made promises of this, that, and other. This is the type of thing Edie Forbes would have got Greg Caden as handed to him. Now, let me say this. Suge Knight, which I'm hoping they call him in, right, to testify, because Suge Knight had already said that the shooter was employed by Deathrow. right? Or worked for Deathrow, whether it do be right way security, I don't know. Cause Pogba, he'll say, oh, the Mal Paru dudes was Deathrow security. They was staff security. No, they wasn't. No, they wasn't. None of them niggas had a security license. None of them niggas had legal guns. Them niggas was goons, not security, right? And Reggie had 25 police officers on duty that day, right? 25, and sent one of them over there with no gun. Oh, shout out to Billy Garland, because Pac's father, Billy Garland, his head is where our heads are. He's seeing the bull crap. Now, I know some of y'all gonna say, Choke, what are you talking about? Some of y'all might have heard Suge say this. Some of y'all may not have heard Suge say it. But Suge, when I was talking to him, kind of missed the guy too. We used to have a lot of laughs. Suge said, talking to me in the Art of Dialogue, that the shooter worked for Deathrow. And before I let y'all hear that, I just want to show y'all something real quick from Billy Garland, right? Because everybody's not stupid, right? Now, let me show you something that Billy Garland, I've been reaching out to you because I see you've been in my comments, and please send me an email, chokenojoke@gmail.com, or you can hit me at on Instagram at @realchokeNoJoke, right? But let me show y'all something that Billy Garland said, and then I'm gonna get to Suge, right? Let me show y'all something that Billy Garland said. These are his words, not mine. But you'll get to see, right? Okay, here we go. And this is from Pac's father, Billy Garland, that Reggie be disrespecting, but it don't matter. Here's what he said. Reggie, Reggie, Reggie. So, Suge Knight leaves Reggie Wright Jr. in charge of a $300 to $500 million organization, Deathrow, with no paperwork and the power to siphon off as much money, off as much power and money as he possibly could, and has Suge's wife sign checks with a rubber stamp for Reggie Wright Jr. to profit off of. Reggie Wright just sat on the stand and said that he had 25 trained off-duty police officers on payroll of Right Way Security. Employees at the Club 662 for the event that was scheduled that night, but only had one security officer, Frank Alexander, on my son Tupac Shakur, who was one of the greatest artists in the world, was left vulnerable with just one ex-Marine, not even a cop, security guard, without a gun and without a two-way walkie-talkie radio. Frank Alexander has already said that he had to make a call to them for help on a payphone. That sounds like a setup to me, since as everyone knows and has stated that wherever Suge Knight went, even by the omission of Reggie Wright Jr., he will always be with him for personal protection. But this night, in the height of the East Coast, West Coast BS conflict, with everybody coming in from the world to Las Vegas to see a Mike Tyson fight, to see the fight of Mike Tyson, he leaves my son with one unarmed security. And then I just heard from Reggie Wright Jr. on the stand that Tupac and Frank Alexander took a cab to the fight. At the MGM, in which I'm to believe allegedly that he wasn't trying to set up a double cross Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur for the assassination to happen, is just something to think about, people. I noticed Wright was smiling when asked questions from the state. He was polite and cordial from the prosecutor's questions, and then when KVD's attorney asked him questions, when KVD lawyers started asking him questions, he started squirming, invasive, sweaty, and nervous. You lying fat, you know the word. Wright said he met with Orlando Anderson to give him $60,000 with the lawyer. Many have said that he was there with his father, Reggie Wright Sr. Many said him and his father allegedly gave money to Orlando so he would not testify that Suge was not involved in the attack on him at the MGM casino. Why would you meet up with the person? This is the question that I've been asking everybody. Let me switch this over so y'all can see the other one. Right? This is why I like smart people, right? Because this is the same thing that I asked Mopreme, right? Right? Let me start back from the top so y'all can see. When KVD started asking Reggie Wright Jr. questions, he started squirming, evasive, sweaty, nervous. You lying fat funk. Wright said he met with Orlando Anderson to give him $60,000. He there with the lawyer. Many have said that it was his father, Reggie Wright Sr. KVD always said it was Senior Day. Reggie wanted to put himself there because you know he gonna protect his dad. Just like his dad ain't know that, you know, he was selling drugs, but he just kept putting $3 million in his goddamn bank account. And his dad, he didn't know Reggie was selling drugs. He just knew that $3 million appeared in his bank account. Many said him and his father allegedly gave money to Orlando so he would not testify that Suge Knight was not involved in the attack on him at the MGM casino. Why would you meet with the person that you were allegedly accusing of killing Tupac Shakur and give him $60,000? Reggie knew Suge would be violated for his probation and he would end up back in jail, and then you would profit from the proceeds and being the head of Deathrow worth 300 to 500 million. A 300 to 500 million organization, maybe that explains it. I tell you this, stinks to high heavens. This disgusting human being, Reggie Wright Jr., texts me with a weak explanation that he did not kill my son and that he loved him. Then goes on his show and called me a deadbeat dad. Oh, Reggie. You got caught, money. You got caught money laundering, selling transportation, not only marijuana, nigga, it was cocaine and fentanyl. Gets caught, then turns to an FBI informant, and you want the world to believe you? Man, Reggie, get the F out of here. Yeah, that part, right? Shout out to Billy Garland, man. Holla at me, Billy Garland. Tell your daughter I sent her an email and a DM. I gave her my info, so you could contact me through your daughter, right? Now, Suge said it once before, right? If you solve one, you solve them both, right? Suge also told you when Reggie got fired by Tupac, he got mad and fired back. Y'all remember that? Reggie also, Marion Suge Knight also said that the shooter worked at Deathrow. Now, shout out to the Art of Dialogue, right? I'm going to play this for y'all. Y'all could go listen to the whole interview on the Art of Dialogue. I put it in the description of this video, right? I put the link to the description of this video. But here's what Suge had to say about did or did not the person that shot him and Tupac work for Deathrow.
Respectfully, if you can you go into detail about, Tupac reaction when the car was getting shot up?
Respectfully is this. I don't hide for nothing, but I do have respect for a person project. And it's a man and wife. Got all those answers. So on point, so real. It's unreal to hear it, even for me. It takes me right back in that car where I knew who was shooting. I knew how many people were shooting, who participated in doing what, who was being Judas or Judas. And respect for that man and his wife, they asked me a few things that I told them. And they have a project coming out. And I don't got to promote that project. The reason why they project going to promote itself is so deep. Because all I'm going to say is this. You got a lot of people can talk and speculate and say things that wasn't even a mile, 5 miles in that area. It's only 2 people was in that car. Only person can say what we played and listened to or what really happened is either Pac or myself. So that's my little brother and I love him every day. And he not to tell his truth. So it's on me to tell it for him. And the people who got that project coming out, you just gotta wait and check it out. I ain't trying to step on their toes, But that's just facts.
So let me ask you this, right? The shooter, the person who shot Tupac, did you get to see their face? And was this a person that worked for Deathrow?
You there?
You heard it. You heard it. And if you didn't hear before, you heard it here first. But you can hear the whole interview on the Art of Dialogue. There's in my description of this video is the link. Right? But let me move on. You heard the question.
What I would say is this. I'm not calling a certain person Judas, whereas names could go with those people are Judas. I know it was more than one person involved in the assassination. And respectfully, I would say that I gave the husband, I gave the wife, and by the way, they're black people. I stand on my blackness because I am black. So out of respect to them and their project, you the homie, but you gonna have to wait to see what really happened when they put it out. That's all I can say about that part. I ain't trying to step on their toes, you know? But that's just facts.
So let me ask you this, right? The shooter, the person who shot Tupac, did you get to see their face? And was this a person that worked for Deathrow?
You there? What I would say is this. I'm not calling a certain person Judas.
I think y'all can understand who the Judas is. There's only one person that turned on Suge that was close to him, that worked at Deathrow, right? Okay. 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 Smells like bacon to me.
You there? What I would, but that's just facts.
So let me ask you this, right? The shooter, the person who shot Tupac, did you get to see their face? And was this a person that worked for Deathrow?
You there? What I would say is this. I'm not calling a certain person Judas, whereas names could go with those people are Judas. I know it was more than one person involved in the assassination. And respectfully, I would say that I gave the husband, I gave the wife, and by the way, they're black people. I stand on my blackness because I am black. So out of respect to them and their project, you the homie, but you gonna have to wait to see what really happened when they put it out.
Y'all got it? Y'all got it? Now, between all the lies that they made Keefe D tell, y'all seen them get coached. I just showed y'all Higgins and Gray Caden both worked on Keefe D and the George Torres Ramos case. And they both had the same AUSA district attorney. What are the chances that George Torres Ramos and Keefe D both had Greg Caden on their case as a detective, the same AUSA, and the same lawyer, Higgins? Do y'all smell what The Rock is cooking is a good pot of setup. Choke no joke, you already know I'll be back in 30 minutes when we start court. I just had to come and drop a little jewels on y'all. Since y'all wanted me to give y'all some more info outside of the trial, hold that, all right? Choke no joke, shout out to the West Coast, East Coast, worldwide, all right? I'll see y'all in 30 minutes at the trial. Make sure y'all lock it here, all right? I'm the #1 source for this. These niggas can't mess with me. Choke no joke. I'll speak to y'all in a minute. Peace.
How I do it? This is a diss, would be specific. Hit you with a sub, you blacklisted. Her third tour, it's ridiculous. You in the crowd, babysitting. Mad at pics, fans flicking. You got a Billy, they dick licking. Kids, your son and dad missing. You duck in the swab, results prison. I see your faces, the mad prism. Y'all rats, are you kidding? And if you sign, you have no wisdom. Integrity missing, money mission. The Marlon Trails in your system. Camel licking, nerves switching. Are y'all kidding? Y'all Virginian, success. Y'all dream sex. Sold a lot of units, but still checks. Squares, Nike, I run with checks. People use Marcy as pets. I move his skin, you on your head. All your tunes are dead. You ugly like your dreads. No bag, I'm on your head. No fag, I'm my shooter. You the glad Duke shooter. You do balls, but no hooters. Choke no joke, I am the future with no Malloy. You play with boys, be out here wishing she was a boy. You her decoy, you her bitch. Choke no joke, I am the shit. Yo Cam, get off my dick. Mad Jim, king of the dips. Without Jewels, you have no hits. Your last hit was True Life. When he caught you with that right. Yo, Big Joe, am I right? Nigga Dane saved your life. And then you crossed him for home. Got on stage with Ho. You an actor, you ain't Poe. Choke no joke. You already know. Yo, man, I'm done, man. Choke no joke. Yeah. It's choke no joke. Choke no joke. Chicken choke no joke. Choke no joke. Niggas choke no joke.